Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
If you don't mind, please introduce yourself so we all get to know your beautiful face.
Well, my name is Jose Valencia. I am a dancer, choreographer here in beautiful Los Angeles.
What kind of dance do you do?
Whew. You know, it's a very funny question. It's a very tough question because I do everything from ballet to modern to hip hop, but I've specialized in everything partner dance, specifically Latin partner dance.
Partner dance.
Partner dance, yeah.
And did I see that right on social media? You do ballroom dance as well?
Yeah, so a lot of ballroom dancing, both Latin and considered standard, like the waltz and foxtrot and quick step and tango. But think of it as dance sport. So I do everything dance sport in addition to everything social Latin dance.
Oh, wow. I never thought of that because the ballroom dance is definitely that's just a whole different ballgame.
It's a beast, yeah. It's a
compared
different.
to
Yeah, it's it is what it is. Ballroom dance sport. It's never the best dancer. It's always the best competitor.
Yeah.
That's dance sport. So it's all about technique
Yeah.
and your costume and your presentation and learning how to interpret every single dance.
Yeah.
But you know what the irony of this?
Yeah.
Dance sport is actually made up by white European men.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So if you ever see dance sport and you see like cha-cha-cha or
Yeah.
samba or paso doble or rumba, those are all non-fundamental Latin dances. So all white men made up European dances.
So wait, Roomba is not a Latin dance?
No. Rumba is actually the breakdown of a Latin song. So when you hear a salsa song, for example, and you hear the breakdown of the drum beat, that really hard breakdown, it's called rumba.
Yeah.
Okay? The actual term for slow Latin dancing is called bolero. So we have boleros.
Okay.
Rumbas are just a breakdown of a song.
Interesting.
Okay?
I love this little history lesson.
So when you see samba,
yeah,
it's non-traditional. That's not Brazilian samba at all.
Oh wow.
None at all whatsoever. No.
Because it does feel very I don't want to say mechanical because it definitely feels very flowy, but it is very structured, very composed.
I think you used the right word. It's very mechanical. That's why I've never put ballroom as an
art form.
It is an art form, but I never put it as a. It's kind of hard to explain. There is contemporary dance.
Right.
There is self-expressive dance.
Yeah.
Then there's dance sport.
Yeah.
They're two completely different identities.
Yeah.
They're apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So yeah.
Sometimes I feel like that's how people feel about American English and the British English. Or the British English is very conformed.
Right.
And then our languages were like, hey ho, what's up? Like kind of like very loosey.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing as my Spanish from El Salvador.
Yeah.
And Spanish from Spain.
Yeah.
I think it sounds funny.
The Europeans are just not as loose and kind of like
I don't know if they're loose. I think my experience with European culture has always been they love other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
They love African culture.
Mm-hmm.
They love Hispanic culture. For some odd reason, they think that all Hispanics are from Spain. For some odd reason, and
so that's good. They're open, yeah. It's an open culture. You feel, at least from your
my personal experience, they're pretty much open. Now there are some who take that cultural appreciation a little too far, and then they start becoming cultural appropriation. Mm-hmm. Now you're no longer appreciating it. Now you're just making fun of it.
Oh, okay.
You know,
that's not good.
That's not good. Yeah.
No.
But it's a little few here in between.
So let me ask you, okay, so out of all these different forms of dance that you do, is there one that really kind of you feel that's just home, that's kind of like your favorite way of expressing, or do you feel pleasure in all of those different ones?
I think a better way for me to answer that would be, it's not necessarily what dance, because dance is just human movement.
Right.
This could just be called dance, right? It's the music.
So what is your favorite music to move to?
That's like telling me who's your favorite.
So you don't have it's not like you kind of do it all because it's just another way of expressing. Is that correct?
It's another way of expressing. I think if I was to put anything on what I focus on the most, as far as what makes me feel very comfortable, is any song with valid lyrics.
Oh, so it doesn't matter if it's salsa or
no. If it has valid lyrics, you have my attention, because now I can speak, right? Through my movements. Yeah. Now I can actually say and interpret what you're trying to say verbally.
So you really care about the message of the song,
absolutely,
like the positivity and stuff like that.
And it doesn't have to be about making a difference or being positive. It just really focuses on those lyrics resonate with me. If the answer is yes, 100%. It could be from political activism to sexual comfortability.
Right.
And everything in between. As long as it makes sense, as long as it's truth, as long as it's pure.
Yeah.
Hey man, you got my attention.
I hear you. And have you been dancing all your life? Is this something that you just came out of the womb and you just kind of like did the cha-cha right away?
You know what's funny? I like to believe so. But you probably won't believe I'm actually also very, very fucking shy. Very, very shy.
Wow. I love that you say that. Because I feel like so many people stop themselves from even pursuing, even taking a class or expressing themselves because they're so worried, right? Like it's like you're shy or you're kind of like an introvert, stuff like that. So I love that you actually said that, because that takes courage to break out of that. That zone.
And that is to me the first step of breaking down any fear in life you have. Just looking at that fear and say, let me take a step to this, and let me be vulnerable. It's gonna be fucking awkward. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna feel icky,
Wow.
But the outcome
is always worth it.
Always. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Being back in square one is always a good thing.
Because we're so trained to avoid fears, to avoid change, to avoid things that might feel uncomfortable, to avoid anything that's sort of like outside of our comfort zone. In society in general, we're kind of trained to worry about those things because you never know what's going to be on the other side. But truly, when you speak to artists especially that continually have to take risks, otherwise you won't grow, right? Otherwise there is no real future for you, even artistically or creatively.
Yeah.
You have to, it's always kind of like stepping into the unknown.
Absolutely.
And so how do you feel like, were you just kind of raised by good parents that kind of taught you to have courage, or?
No. I think I have solid parents. I think I have very traditional Latin parents. But my background is a little bit different, where I come from a country that is very suppressive, both artistically, emotionally, spiritually. It's just suppressive. It's from El Salvador, Central America. It's still a country going through a post-war era. They just signed a peace treaty in 1992, but they had a 15-year civil war. So you cannot, in any way, shape, or form, recuperate 15 years worth of massive laws, and be up to date. So you have that going on, right? That's across the country itself. Then we decided to migrate here.
How old were you?
I was 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was 8 years old.
So I think old enough to understand what's happening, right? Because I feel like if it's too young, sometimes people just kind of block it out.
Right.
But I think 8 might be the time where, because you're also starting school.
Yeah, 8. I think my parents made a very good, had a very good way of hiding a lot of things. Think of El Salvador like Cuba. In its sense, they're trying to fight new government versus old government.
Yeah.
So I come from a very politically inclined family. In fact, my current family right now still works in the politics. You know.
In El Salvador.
In El Salvador, yeah.
Oh wow.
So they have
Is that
this.
safe?
El Salvador?
I'm saying, is it safe to work in politics in El Salvador?
Now it is.
Okay.
Back then it wasn't.
Right.
Back then.
So you're not worried for anyone who still lives in El Salvador, living and working in the politics, worried about political.
No,
Okay.
that portion that's long gone.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, no. When I was 8, I just could remember just remember going to school and having a regular childhood. What I do remember though is knowing that I'm different once I landed in the States.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that I do remember like clear as water.
Did that difference make you? Is that why you shy? Do you think did that kind of like start the whole?
Good question. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where, as artists, art chooses you. You don't choose it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because anyone can dance. Anyone can grab a paintbrush and create something and call it art. But to be an artist is a lifestyle, and we're very sensitive about it. And that's one of the beauties about being an artist. We're very vulnerable.
Yeah.
We are not afraid of going to that unknown, that dark side, and being okay. But at the same time, it's really fucking scary. And I think that is what makes me very, very shy. And that's why I love dancing, because it gave me a very powerful voice to say whatever I needed to say without, insulting somebody. It's more like, let me expose you.
Yeah. I think that's incredible. Just the fact that, I think dance is one of those things, like you so eloquently said that, like just like singing, right? It's just kind of like an extension of you being able to express yourself without really having to, internalize it and just have it being stuck there.
Right.
Like you can be angry and just go out and just kind of express yourself through a dance move or stuff like that, which is really wonderful. So you said anybody can learn how to dance, right? Do you really think that? Do you think anybody can just wake up and learn how to dance?
Yes. I believe that anybody can learn how to dance. I also do believe that not everybody is going to be a dancer.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
They make it very, very
that
clear.
makes sense.
Everyone can learn how to dance. Everyone, I could teach you the basic steps in whatever genre you want to go to. But just because you have a passion for dancing does not necessarily mean that you're going to be a dancer. I have a passion for singing.
Right.
I love to sing.
Right.
But I know that I'm not going to be a singer.
Yeah. Do you think the difference is because fundamentally pursuing something in the art form, no matter what it is, always brings its challenges? And if your heart is not 100% with that, you're probably going to give up halfway through? Or do you feel like it's just a matter of willpower? And
I think it's both. I think it's both, because once again, once you choose to be an artist in whatever genre, you can be writing, sculpting, painting, dancing, acting, you name it. It's a lifestyle that you're going to have to accept 100%. You're going to have to embrace the really ugly side of things. You and I know what that looks like, but many people don't. I call it playing makeup. I have a lot of friends and students and aspiring dancers that love to play makeup. They love to tell me how passionate they are about this one dance. But they have never been rejected. They have never auditioned for anything. They have never taken dance classes. They have never taken an actual ballet class to understand what
really goes into
exactly. They all they know is
how much they love how they feel in the moment.
Right. Or they love the attention they get from the opposite sex when they're having this.
Of course.
Or when they're having this. And I always tell them the reason why you're getting that attention is because you are expressing this level of freedom that everyone seeks. You just happen to find it through dance.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's why people really get drawn to dancing. Because it really does liberate some sort of like suppressed emotion, no matter what that is.
I always tell people that dancing is the raw version of who you are on the inside.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
Yeah. So when you're you can't
It's like when people are drunk. They usually don't lie.
Yeah.
Kind of come out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's you.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's you. You cannot take
That's a
that
mirror
shit
image
back.
of who you are, exactly. Yeah, and so that's
God.
what dancing is. I tell people, as a dancer, that's the mirror image of who you are.
Yeah.
That's who you really want to be.
Yeah.
If you're that, this is with no alcohol in you.
Right.
This is just when you are,
Right.
when you're feeling yourself, when you're flexing on people. You know what I'm saying? And you feel good. You move comfortably, and you don't really give a shit about what people are thinking.
Yeah.
That's the true version of who you are, and it's a small glimpse of who you really want to be and who you can be.
Right.
But then you stop yourself.
Right. So along the way, what are some of the struggles that you feel have been very daunting, or the things that is it something that you keep facing time after time, or do you feel like once you kind of have broken through a certain level of also a recognition that it's just kind of like an easy breezy?
You mean this for me personally, or culturally in the world of dance?
I'm actually just talking about you as a person.
Well, let's be very clear. There is an element of racism in art. Okay.
Oh wow.
There is an element, especially for me. Sometimes I'm too Latin for Latin dancing.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I just say that I always hear African Americans say that when they grew up, they weren't black enough, or they weren't white enough, or they weren't black. It's just it's a little secret.
Let me give you a without mentioning any names or any shows or nothing whatsoever. But let me give you a kind of a
little taste of it.
A little example. So, there is something inherently insulting as a brown man when I see a Eastern European man or woman tan themselves, get full credit for a salsa routine or a Latin routine, and has nothing to do with the culture whatsoever.
But they were just really good at that dance form?
No, they just happen to be on a very specific dance show, and they're very good at dance sport.
So you feel like the world as it is right now is still favoring a wider culture when it comes to
subconsciously, yes.
Success?
Subconsciously, yes. I will say though, because I know for a fact that there are better people suitable for something so cultural, like salsa, like tango, like these are inherently cultural dances, right? That you can't, just because I clap my hands and slap my thighs does not make me a flamenco dancer. I have to really study it. I have to really submerge myself in the culture. Yeah. But some random Ukrainian goes in and says, hey, I'm a 3-time world champion in dance sport. Give me other credit. And then what they see on TV is this Chiquita banana, let me just shake my shoulders and do this the entire time. It's a little insulting, because I'm like, wait, no, that's not, no.
Do you, have you been able to kind of get past that? Because I can see how that creates a lot of resentment in your heart, right? That just kind of like, I can see how that, there's just a lot of, it can create suppressed anger, right? If you look at things like that.
It's an inner struggle that I have within it,
Have you been able to kind of, how do you say that? Like balance it out to where you say, you know what? Let them have all the credit. Let them live their glory. I have mine. Do you feel that way in your heart, where you can really be like, fucking, I really wish the best for everybody. There's real no competition, because this person could never do what I do, even though we do exactly the same routine. I really believe that, because I don't believe in competition.
Right.
I think like, I always say that, but I have a really good friend of mine. He's a French guy. He's incredible. He used to have a pizzeria here in Hollywood.
Right on.
And he was like, I wish there were 5 pizzerias right on my intersection, because that's the place where people think that's where you get great pizza. And then it doesn't matter where they go, what time, they're always going to come around.
Right.
And I do believe that, also in the arts and everything. It's like you and I can do exactly the same thing, but you and I, the outcome will never be the same. And then it's just kind of like what people get drawn to, how people respond. This is why I do this, right? Because people really respond to a person less.
I will be perfectly honest with you. I am not at that level. No, I can't.
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, I've done the work, and I have nothing against them. I just wish that that those people who are taking credit for an entire culture, an entire country. You know, this is history and history and history. I just wish they would take the time to really understand what the culture is all about. Yeah. That's my...
Do you feel like you're consumed by that?
I work in that industry, so yes. I have to be. You know? In the industry, I am predominantly known as the, Jose Valencia. Hire him to be anything partner dancing. Hire him anything to be anything Latin dance based. So part of my job as a Latin man is to make sure that whatever I do within the niche that I'm in, it's represented adequately and respectfully.
Yes, that's beautiful. Yeah. Very cool.
So even though your version sounds beautiful,
you're dealing with it.
I deal with it on a consistent. It is not a competition. Let me make that right. It's not a competition. It's just this element of respect. Yeah. You know, to me, it's borderline face painting. That's exactly what it is. To me, it's like, man, you're just 2 shades away from tap dancing and painting your face black.
I don't know if you have watched it or if anybody of you have watched it yet, but John Leguizamo has a really, really good one-man show about Latin history for morons.
Exactly.
Which really explains so in detail and just so eloquently what really went down, right? And how this whole this whole kind of suppression of Latin culture really came about. And you guys are everywhere. Yeah. You're a huge chunk of our world. So it's just a matter of time until you all just really are able to come forth and just really be your best self. I mean, you already are, but I'm just saying, it's just a matter of time.
That's the goal. And I think that will have to be the responsibility of every single artist. Yes. Every single suppressed artist at whatever, it could be a woman, gay man, brown man, black man, doesn't matter. Anyone who's oppressed, that it's your responsibility as an artist to not just showcase your art, but showcase its essence, its culture, showcase its beauty. It's not just aesthetics, it's what's behind it. Yeah. And that gives it more meaning. It gives it more of a backbone,
Yeah, I think as an artist, because it's such a powerful voice, right? You really have the ability to bring about change. Absolutely. They say, I am a Buddhist. Sorry if it has nothing to do with it. But in Buddhism, they really say the arts department is the heart of the organization because you have such an incredible tool to touch thousands of people's heart with your art form. So the responsibility that you decide on actually saying yes to be an artist, and also with you, what you're saying that you see the struggle that comes from being a Latin person and really having your voice being heard. So congratulations on taking that on. I think that's really brave, and that's really, that's wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
But I do hope, I really do believe that fundamentally happiness can only come from a place of where you're like, you know what? We're all going to be happy regardless. This is just one planet. Right. We all have to learn how to coexist.
In theory, to me, that makes perfect sense. Getting to that mindset, getting to that level, it's a journey. It's a process. It's like a boxing match, and your opponent is, the opponent's throwing, punches at you of, suppression and racism and all the other, bad juju that's out there. And you're the one that's to absorb the punch and kind of figure out, how do I deal with that?
But you're living it. You're blowing and going. You're not some little small town boy that is just on the sidelines doing this small thing. I mean, you're working.
I'm in
You're
it.
working in there.
I'm
You're
in
doing
it.
it. And
It's
you're
just-
doing a ballroom. I mean,
Right.
you're literally smack middle of this career.
Right. But it's just such a cultural thing, though.
Okay.
It's like
which part? Oh, the
Latin culture. Latin culture has food, dance, family, history. I mean, it's just so
passionate and beautiful.
ingrained.
Yes,
it's
rich.
It's just massive.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of it's you can dial it down. You can't say, well,
And please don't ever.
you know,
Don't ever.
and
is that what you feel like you're
absolutely
being asked to do that?
and not just
Yeah.
me. It's what the standard is. You know.
Yeah.
The standards are not Mario Lopez's.
Yeah.
The standards are not what's his name, Mark Consuelo's.
Right.
That's not Latin. No, that's just two of them.
But we're changing.
Yeah.
We're changing, right?
Yeah. That's my goal.
Yes.
My goal, and then I do that through every time I get hired to do anything within my niche. I always focus on two things: the purity of what I'm doing and the quality of my content.
Right.
Merge them together.
Yeah.
Here's a package.
Great.
That's what it is.
I mean, but that has nothing to do with race.
Mhm.
That's just has nothing to do with race. That's just kind of like the integrity of something that you wish anybody would have. Right?
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's incredible.
I hope so.
And then all the colors go out the window because you can look at the guy and be like, he's super professional, he knows what he's doing, and he's incredible, so let's hire him back. Regardless of, and I just want to say one thing.
Right.
They keep saying that wonderful saying that if you hold resentment in your heart, it's almost like drinking poison and expecting the other one to die.
Right.
So I just want for everybody to leave with that. Just let all that poison go. Let's let it all go, and that really just kind of like embrace each other. And then again, you're incredible, and I know that you're just so amazing and doing so many incredible things, and everything that you're doing, you're just kind of like, wow, that's awesome. I do try to keep these videos a little short, so maybe we can just do one quick question to kind of pick your brain and see what you would do with that.
Read out loud?
Yes, please.
All right. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would that be? You know what's funny?
Right here, bitch.
Right here, yeah. I like where I'm at right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that.
I like Los Angeles because it gives me everything.
Yes.
I have everything that I want.
Yeah.
Now, I just came back from my motherland, El Salvador, and I was in the ocean side of that aspect, so it's beautiful.
Wow.
But yeah, I think I can't trade LA in all its glory with anything else. So yeah, right here, right now.
I love that you say that.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that your perspective is not, I wish I were somewhere else. Because everybody's like, the grass is always green on the other side.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm here and I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then for all the viewers that were able to tune in and get so lucky to get to hear you to speak your truth, I think that you have something to tell them, that if they want to see you or come see you, where they can come find you.
Well, you can always come see me at La Descarga. It's in Hollywood. If you've never been there, not because I work there, but because it's just a full-blown, massive experience. I don't want to share too much because it has this little intricacy to it, but I'll see you there. I'm there every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9:30. Free class on me. Then everything else is just all yours.
La Descarga is a Cuban salsa club. Bar.
Almost. It's a Cuban speakeasy.
Oh.
So you need reservations to get in, or you need somebody inside.
Guess you know somebody here.
Yeah, exactly. Just say my name.
Yay.
So
you teach. What do you teach? You teach.
I teach every Tuesday. I have a free salsa class.
Salsa. So Tuesday night, 7 to 9.
8:30 to 9:30.
8:30 to 9:30. They can come see you at La Descarga in Hollywood at the Cuban Speakeasy.
Yeah.
Jose Valencia, thank you so much for coming
My
out.
pleasure, bro.
Thank you so much for speaking your truth from your heart. I love you so much.
Love you too.
And I can't wait to see what you're doing more and have you back on the show and just take over the world.
Let's do it.
Thank you. Yay!